Hey guys, I'm back again. I said to you, I will be dropping 5 videos today. I hope God gives me the strength to drop all the videos I've promised to drop. How we are doing? I know we are all fine, guys. How is preparation? Those of us who will be writing our Osce soon, how are we preparing? I know we are all preparing fine, guys. Believe me, we're definitely going to be successful. As many of you preparing for your Osce exam as the Lord leads you, will definitely be successful. Osce is a very simple exam. All you have to do is practice well and go for your exam. So today I'll be answering. I gave a scenario for drug error, and I can't remember the scenario again, but I said something about, I'm doing the video all together anyways. I said something about a colleague witnessing another fellow colleague giving a patient another patient's medication, that is making a drug error. So drug error literally is giving a patient overdose, yes, giving the patient wrong medication, or giving the patient underdose of the medication. All of them can be classified as what? As drug error. So in the case scenario I gave, the colleague witnessed a colleague giving the patient another patient's medication. So that is a drug error. So if you have a drug error scenario in your professional values, how do you tackle it? Because the way they give you the question, they tell you using your knowledge of NMC 2018, the code professional standard of practice and behavior for nurses and midwife, consider the professional, ethical and legal implication of this situation. So they ask you to summarize all your actions in a bullet point, and it's a silent station. I've said that in my video previously, and it's a silent writing station, and the time is 10 minutes, and you have to write your answer in what? In bullet points. I gave you like something similar to what you will see on the exam day. I can't find it anymore, guys. Don't mind me, I have too many documents. So you have something like this to put your points, and make sure you give your points in a bullet form. And when answering this question, you have to take into recognition that you have to answer it in line with your marking criteria. So you must answer in line with your what? In line with your marking criteria. So now that either the colleague have made a drug error, either you witnessed it or she came to tell you, so what would you do? So the first thing I wrote here, I would do, thanks to all those who responded, thanks to all those who gave their answers. I didn't even wait for your answers. I just wanted to tickle you a bit, if you know what I mean. I did this video together anyways. I just splitted it, like, let's see what people will do. So I would advise and encourage my colleague to quickly do a full set of observation on the patient. That's my number 1 point. Number 2 point, I would ask her to inform the nurse in charge and the medical team of the event and seek their advice. Very good point. Tick. An incident has happened. You have to do a full set of observation on the patient. You want to know the patient temperature, pulse. You've given a patient a wrong medication. A drug error has been committed. So you want to know the patient full set of observation. That's number 1. Tick. Good point. Number 2, you want to inform the doctor. You want to inform the nurse in charge, and you want to seek their advice. You've made a drug error. You want to seek their what? Advice. So you would encourage your colleague to inform the nurse in charge and the medical team of the event and seek what? Their advice. Tick. Good point. After doing those two, I would encourage her to disclose the occurrence to the patient. Yes, you have to encourage her to disclose the occurrence to the patient and apologize, reflecting the duty of what? Candor. So I would encourage her to disclose the occurrence of the event to the patient and, apologize, reflecting the duty of what? Of candor. The duty of candor is, after making a mistake, in openness and in honesty, you tell the patient about the mistake you have made. If you are not confident telling the patient alone, you can go with a senior colleague, you can go with the nurse in charge, and you can go with your what? With your line manager. So that is just like a further explanation. So I would encourage her to disclose the occurrence of the incident to the patient and apologize to the patient, reflecting the duty of what? Of candor. I would encourage her, as the next point, remember to keep your points in bulletproof. So I would encourage her to complete an incident report, recording the event, the date, and the time. So guys, I would encourage her to complete an incident report, recording the event, the date, and the time. Because when you make a mistake here in the UK, you have to do an incident report. Like, dates it. We call it a dates. You do an incident report and you dates that you've made a what? A mistake. So I would encourage her to complete an incident report, recording the event, the date, and the time. So I would encourage her to discuss the event with the ward manager. Sorry, guys. So I would encourage her to discuss the event with the ward manager and admit it as a drug error, reflect upon it, and recognize the learning opportunity. So you have to encourage her to discuss the event with the line manager, admit it as a drug error, reflect upon it, and recognize the learning opportunity. So here in the UK, when you make a mistake, I'm just digressing, guys, you have to do a reflection, like, think about it. What made me make this mistake? Now I've made this mistake. What made me make the mistake? What are the factors that made me make this mistake? Was it too much workload? Was it me picking too much extra shift? Was it me working too much? Was it me lacking concentration? You reflect on all the things that influence you to make a mistake. And after reflecting, you learn from that mistake so that next time you won't make such mistake, and it will also act as improvements on your on your practice. So you have to encourage her to discuss the event with the ward manager and admit it as a drug error, reflect upon it, and recognize it as a learning opportunity. So my next point is, I would encourage her to keep to and uphold the standards and values set in the code. You have to keep to and uphold the standard and values set in the NMC code. What are the standard and values set in the NMC code? You have to prioritize people, you have to practice effectively, you have to preserve safety, and you have to promote professionalism and trust. So you have to encourage her to keep to and uphold the standard and values set in the NMC code, which is to prioritize people, practice effectively, preserve safely, and promote professionalism and trust. Now, after all this has been said, you watch the patient, you watch your colleague, or either you witness it or your colleague came to report to you, and she doesn't do anything about it. What do? If your colleague make a drug error and you feel like you've told her do all this and she doesn't do it, what will you do? As a professional colleague that wants to uphold the NMC 2018 Code and Conduct for Nurses and Midwives, that will be my last point. In the report of my colleague not completing this incident or not reporting this incident, I would under professional body to report the incident in confidence with my colleague. This is very important. In the report of my colleague not completing or reporting this incident, I would under professional body to report this incident in confidence with my colleague. So guys, that is all I have for you for drug error. So if you have this station in your Osce exam, you're definitely going to pass it. Remember to advise her to do a full set of observation on the patient. Remember, that's number 1 point. Number 2 point, remember to tell her to inform the nurse in charge, inform the doctor, and seek their advice. Number 3 point, encourage her to disclose the occurrence to the patient, reflecting the duty of candor in honesty, and apologize to the patient. Number 4, encourage her to complete an incident report, writing every event that has happened, write the date, write the time. Number 5, encourage her to also write it in the patient case notes. Document everything that has happened in the patient case notes, writing the date and the time. Number 6, encourage her to discuss the events with the ward manager and admit it that it was a drug error, reflect upon it, and recognize the learning opportunity. Number 7, encourage her to keep to and uphold the standard and values set in the NMC Code of Conduct, which is to prioritize people, practice effectively, preserve safely, and promote professionalism and trust. Now, finally, in the report of my colleague not completing it, I would under professional body to report the incident in confidence with my colleague. So guys, that's how all I have for you. This is a very simple station and it is 10 minutes in your Osce exam. So guys, you mustn't use everything for word to word like I've used. Just remember, you encourage her to do full set of observation. Remember to report the incident to the doctor and the nurse in charge. You will tell her to do an incident report on all that word that have happened and document it in the patient case note. You will encourage her to discuss it with the line manager, accept it as a drug error, and reflect upon it and see it as a learning opportunity. You will encourage her to uphold the NMC code of conduct and practice, to prioritize people and practice effectively. And in the report of your colleague not reporting this incident, you will take it upon yourself to report this incident. All right, guys, so that's all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. I will see you in my next video on evidence-based practice, and until then, keep passing your Osce exam. I love you all, guys, and bye.